Alright guys, we're here at the rig rundown of the Cape Route Rally contenders, and our main man, who is Anthony, the man who's behind all of it. Anthony, tell us about this black hole, roly-poly,
Golden Arrow,
well,
Black Betty, Big Panther, Black Panther, aka the Patrol.
Well, apparently it won't die. It won't give up.
So I'm not going to let it die, right? This started off as a lockdown project. So remember when you were all deep into lockdown and you were thinking about what you need to do? In that moment of weakness, I bought what was then nicknamed the Black Betty, and I thought that's perfect. I'm going to rename it the Black Panther, my favorite animal growing up as a child. Of course, it was Bagheera from the Jungle Book. And
back
so
in the day, yeah.
I ordered a turbo conversion. Fortunately, it came from Temu, so that was a long, hard road. But yeah, we've got like a cool front bumper. It's nice and light. Louis, you added these little additions over
here. You gave it intercooler, or you needed more flow, so we just added on that for you. It's actually a pretty nice G-Tech bar. Am I ready?
Yeah,
right?
So Gerard built this bumper a while back, and then you added this extra
also
in here.
for more vent for the turbo. Yeah.
You've got some cool lights that you put in here. You know, one needs a bottle opener in case you need to crack a beer on the trails, or let's say after you've done the trails. The suspension is fully custom, front to rear. It's got, obviously, it had a 4-inch lift, and we've discovered that with me and this car, 4-inch doesn't work, so now we've gone back to a 2-inch lift.
And let's stay on that 2-inch lift for a while.
Yeah.
Does it work? Is that the right choice?
I feel like it is working. So yeah, today it's actually been quite nice. I'm not feeling that sort of like fall over onto the bump stop on the rear, and it doesn't feel like wallowy, and it doesn't feel tippy.
Yeah.
And underneath, you know, we put those big drop link bars that G-Tech had made.
Yes, that's the ones I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Gives you more negative caster.
It's got upgraded brakes. It's got an ARB front locker that's running on an ARB air compressor. And that's made a massive difference when you want to go drifting and obviously climbing the cool stuff. Under the hood, yeah, so JP...
You can come this way.
Yeah, JP kind of sorted this out, so it's got a really cool custom airbox.
Oh, yes.
We ordered a big, I think it's like a T47 or something turbo. It's got a new wastegate, it's got a custom exhaust manifold, which then goes into a power flow exhaust, special oil reservoir. He made like a custom air intake over here. I've put bigger injectors in it. Of course, we sprayed it gold because it just kind of looks cool. It's got a big intercooler. So I think on 0.7 bar boost on the wheels, which is apparently very safe, it's making 300 kilowatts and 675 newtons. But in a car that weighs probably 3 tons, you know, it pulls, but it could go faster. So what we do have on order is some custom internals. And the next route will be conrods, pistons, cams, you know, a head gasket, and probably a few other little things, maybe some lifters, bigger injectors. Then we can up the boost, up the fueling, and then possibly run on flex fuel. I'm told that these motors, when you do all of that stuff, can make 550 to 600 kilowatts.
Can, absolutely.
So I don't know if we're going to do that in this car. We might put this motor in another car. There's another build happening for Johnny's support. But right now this motor in this car is working really, really well. And then we can have a look at the wheels and tires.
Yeah, bead locks I see.
Yeah,
Proper bead locks or wannabe bead locks?
Yeah, these are my wannabe bead locks. The other bead locks we took off the 37s because they were too big. I've got a set of all-terrain tires, which are these, and I normally run them as road tires, but you can see today they ran okay. I mean, they run pretty good. We've got a snorkel, we've got rock sliders, we've got a roof that's a little bit bent, we've got a door that's bent in, we've done a manual gearbox conversion. So the manual gearbox conversion is quite cool. It's running a trick clutch that apparently is rated at 2,000 newtons. That's probably why I broke the, what's it called, Louis? That input shaft? Or
yes, the shaft between the gearbox and the transfer case. It snapped it clean off.
I dropped it in the, well, I broke that. Apparently I'm the first person to do that in the drags on Cape Route Rally 3, Desert and Diamond, so go and watch that. And then we've got a very cool rear bumper. And something that a lot of you maybe haven't seen before, but I've always wanted swing arms so that I can have a rear wheel that is not pulling on the door, and then I can carry extra fuel firewood. Now what Louis did is he built this really cool swing arm mechanism, and I can just open my door.
Normally.
So I don't have to pull some silly little bracket that's on the bumper. So the same goes for where you put your spare wheel. And then in terms of weight reduction, and because nobody wants to drive with me in a car anymore, there's no back seats, there's nothing in the car.
Well, I'm pretty sure this makes a huge improvement on the performance of the vehicle, weight stripping.
But the biggest performance gain has come from my rear spoiler.
Ish, now you talk.
So my rear spoiler.
And no one, I haven't seen those anywhere in South Africa, so that is actually
it's a custom
cool.
spoiler, and it's even got a lip for extra downforce. So when you are hitting like 140 plus on a gravel road, it's pulling the back down, it's holding you down, and you can just keep it pinned. So yeah, this is where the Patrol currently is at. It's an evolving project. Every time I look at it, something new happens, and
well, that's why it's called the black hole. There's no end to it. It won't stop.
No.
We'll keep it going.
So in the project, JP is getting a V8. So the V8 shop is finally going to put an LS in this car. They're looking at a 6.2 liter LS motor, an LS3.
But okay, surely you're not going to drop this motor. You're going to donate it to some other Patrol.
Yes, this is going to go to a GQ.
Okay, yeah, the nice one you got.
Another one. Another one. So it's
okay,
the turbo motor is going to go into a GQ, and a big V8 is going to go in here, and I think that's going to be probably the best balance of like a lot of weight and instant power that a V8 gives you, where through any rev range you've got torque and you've got power.
Well, in that one you're going to keep it normally aspirated or turbo?
In the GQ?
No, the one that you want.
Oh, in this one?
No, the one you're going to put the V8 in.
In this one with a V8?
Normally aspirated, yeah. Yes, because there's no surprises. You don't have to wait for the boost when the power is there when you want it.
I could go supercharged, but I don't think it's necessary. I think a sweet spot for a Y61, if you're going to hoon in the dunes to the level that you guys are doing, is probably somewhere between 300 and like 340 kilowatts.
Yes, of course.
And this will make
300 is a sweet spot.
Yeah.
That's a sweet spot. Yeah.
And
you don't want surprises. You want the power when you need it.
Keep the weight down as much as I can.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then have the other toy that can maybe do a drag race. And I don't know if this one's going to have its V8 in by then, but for sure my GQ will have this turbo motor in it, which is obviously lighter and faster.
There's plenty of time, so I'm sure it will be able to do that. Yeah, of course.
And we want to see you guys all there.
Yep.
Big balls! Big balls!
Get ready for the ultimate driving adventure, the Cape Route Rally. An epic challenge across Southern Africa's toughest terrains, from the heart-pounding dunes of Namibia to the steep, unforgiving cliffs of Johnny Support. Pushing their vehicles' skills and spirit to the limit A test of grit, a test of teamwork, a test of both man and machine. This is more than a rally. It's the thrill of a lifetime.
Right, boys, let's go, go, go.